listening to Affect Autism, where affect is the #1 tool we use in supporting child development through playful interactions. Welcome back, viewers and listeners. I'm Daria Brown, and this week I have a special presentation with autistic self-advocate Emil Haus. He is going to tell us about a wonderful variety show coming up on Saturday, May 14th, and it is called Diversity is Phenomenal. Emil is the Senior Advisor to the International Council on Development and Learning, ICDL, where he also sits on the Board of Directors. He's also a special educator, a PhD candidate, a Vice Chairman of the National Executive Committee of Autism of South Africa, and he now represents underrepresented groups at the Commonwealth Disabled Peoples Forum. Welcome back, Emil.
Welcome, Daria. It's always a pleasure for me to be on your podcast, and it is an honor to talk to you today about this fantastic initiative that is life-changing and it will change diversity and neurodiversity throughout the world.
So while I want to hear about it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the website of what we're talking about, which you can find because it's being co-hosted by ICDL. Is that correct?
It's correct, yes.
So this is the website. For those listening on audio, you'll be able to link to it at affectautism.com on today's blog post associated with the podcast. So it is a variety show, and Emil's going to tell us all about it, and I'm going to show everybody how to get tickets and tell us what exactly is happening.
Well, Daria, as you would notice, that this is going to be the first ever international concert to celebrate neurodiversity. But I want to take you a couple of steps back. Why did we think of creating the show? What was the intentions behind it? So just a few days into Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month, I expressed my observations to my team at HU360, considering the autism awareness and autism acceptance campaigns throughout the world.
Emil, is it okay if we tell people what is EDU360, the other organization hosting this?
Sure. HU360 is a specialist school in Sandton, Rivonia, South Africa, that teaches students on the autism spectrum and accommodates the different neurodiversities. So just to bring you back to my first point, I expressed my observations to my team, and within the education landscape, service offerings to individuals with autism and specific learning differences and awareness campaigns just weren't achieving enough. And what I envisioned was something more meaningful, something more promoting and truly impactful that will not only help us to create mass awareness throughout the world, but it will also celebrate the unique talents of autistic and neurodiverse individuals. And that is where this idea came of creating a mass awareness show called Diversity is Phenomenal, which is a significant event bringing together South African and international talent to attract attention, open minds, and also pave the way for a more inclusive and accessible society. We are now in the action phase.
This is wonderful. I can't wait to hear about the progress. So how did you start planning? So it's virtual. So people will log on virtually on Saturday, May 14th, and we'll have to make sure we have the times correct because people will be listening from different locations. Is it a live event or will there be recordings as well?
It's an important question, Daria, and I'm going to tell you exactly now how it's going to work. So the variety show will run for 2 hours and features international and local professional performances, showcasing a variety of talent supporting the world of neurodiversity. The show starts at 7 p.m. South African time, SAST, but it's UTC +2. The show originates online in South Africa and will feature an assortment of original and familiar household acts. Some acts will be live, while some will be pre recorded to maintain a good quality streaming experience. Do you know what's fascinating, Daria? Is the fact that one of our artists is actually a, a violinist who will play from his bunker in Ukraine.
Oh,
And
wow.
in order to create a quality streaming experience, we actually had a pre-recorded uh, performance of him just to ensure that there's no disruptions. But you need only one ticket to join the excitement, and you will benefit from the experience. The show is going to be spectacular.
Fabulous. And that is 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, Eastern Daylight Time, for those of you in the Eastern time zone. And, people can adjust accordingly to that if you are in North America. It's 2 hours, and that's going to be incredible to see all of this. So I missed if you said, so we have to log on at that time. Will you only be able to see it during those 2 hours? Or if you buy a ticket, will you have a recording later to access it and rewatch it?
Recording will be available for you to rewatch it. And that comes also with the tickets as well, which we'll explain later, because you've got three different options. But what's quite important, and I will repeat again, is that you only need one ticket to enjoy the family experience of the show.
Well, let me share this right now. So, to get tickets, I'm showing, if you're listening on audio, you can read this on the blog post. On the website, there's a green button to click tickets, and you'll see that there are three types of tickets. And the first thing I just wanted to go over quickly was that it is priced in South African Rand, which is the currency. And I'm clicking over to a site called xe.com, and I punched in 255 South African Rand, and at this exact moment, that's $15.89 US dollars. So it could give or take a few cents, but it's such a wonderful cause and wonderful experience. So when you click on that to check it out, you'll be able to go through and purchase that ticket, which will be the equivalent of about $16 US. But tell us, Emil, you mentioned that you just need this one standard family show ticket, but there also are two other options, and then an additional option for a voluntary donation. If people would like to donate, that would be wonderful. So what is the premium show ticket, which the cost is $350, and we'll see what that is in US dollars. Almost $22. And what do you get for the premium show ticket?
Okay. Well, the fascinating thing about this, Daria, is that you only need, whether you choose the different options, the three different options, you only need one ticket as well. But the difference between a standard, a premium, and a premium deluxe family ticket is the following. The premium family ticket consists of one ticket in which your whole family might watch the show, but the difference between a standard family and a premium family is that when you buy the premium family ticket, you get a 7-year diversity is phenomenal show program, which is basically a description of the events that's going to take place, and also it will give you background information of the past performances and the acts and the awards that the artists performed previously. Remember, when you purchase the standard family ticket, which is your first option, you get one, you purchase one ticket in which you can watch the entire show, but you only have a standard Diversity is Phenomenal show program. The premium family ticket is also when you buy one ticket, but the souvenir Diversity is Phenomenal show program shows that you can have a program which explains you the different acts, but you will get additional information. Now, the deluxe family ticket is consists of the following. You've got one ticket in which your family might watch the show. You've got the Diversity is Phenomenal show program, but at the end, you will also receive additionally a director's cut special message of thanks, which include one from our sponsors, the HU360 team, also a message from myself, and also from our sponsors, ICDL, to say thanks. And that's the different options. But yet again, there will also be a recording available at the end to rewatch and to enjoy this spectacular, once in a lifetime event.
Wonderful. And that third option is about $31 US. So very, very reasonably priced for an absolutely wonderful cause. So in the blog post at affectautism.com, you can link to this site where you can get your tickets and read more about the information. So I love that the second option, the premium family ticket here, gives you the souvenir show program, because a lot of people really like to have those collector's items from events that they attend, and not only for a collector's item, but just to really understand and get that information about each act. So that's great. That's fantastic. And do you have an idea about how widespread the acts are from? You mentioned that there will be a person playing violin in Ukraine and South African acts. Are there other acts that are from other places?
Uh, of course, Daria, and you must remember that the purpose of this concert or this initiative is designed to benefit the viewing audience on the night, making a meaningful impact to communities on the ground, directly benefiting students and young adults with a variety of neurodiverse presentations, and creating a culture of acceptance of our unique differences. In saying this, the numerous acts have got a special connection towards neurodiversity. Some of them is well known. Some of the songs you've heard on the radio, and just to give you an idea who's going to perform, we've got local South African acts like Yakilo, which is a South African pop singer, Anton Goosen, which is regarded as a South African Afrikaans music legend. But also internationally, we've got Zayn from Blue Spectrum, which is also, those of you who attend the ICDL conferences the past 2 years would know that Zayn is a frequent, he's been frequently talked about. And he's got his band is doing quite well. He's a guitar player. And also we've got Marcus Boyd, which is also a autism hip hop self-advocate from the US, which is also a multi-award winning activist, who's also going to perform live as well on the night. We've got also a prodigy from Holland's Got Talent, Amira Willenhagen, which is actually a soprano singer who won Holland's Got Talent at the age of 9 years. And she has been performing law at international events with some famous names, if I can mention, such as the Johann Strauss Orchestra and also Andre Rieu. She's from Holland. We also have Ferro, which is also a a group of ladies that's going to perform in a band as well. So my whole aim was to basically create a variety performance to accommodate not only the different neurodiversities but also the different countries as well. We've got also a a ballroom dancer who's going to perform, and also we've got numerous acts such as magic and also stand-up comedians. We know Jason Goliath, which is a quite famous local um, uh, um, act, um, stand-up comedy act, and you will also perform live. So we are trying to accommodate everyone. So we are trying to accommodate the different types of neurodiversities, but also making a tremendous act. And like I said, all of these acts has got a special connection towards neurodiversity, and that's what's going to make it more meaningful and more impactful.
It sounds wonderful. I'm looking forward to it. And I want to encourage people, really, please buy a ticket, submit a volunteer donation. It's such a great cause. Bring your kids, tell your family members. It's going to be something very special. And Emil, where do the funds that are collected from the tickets go towards? Is it for the EDU 360?
Yes, it's a very important question as well. And I just only want to link this one to the last one because I forgot to mention that we've got also the Rebecca School, which is based in New York City, who's also going to do a performance. They're going to perform 2 times as well. So we can't wait for that one. To come to your question this time, you know, this the funds will basically go to to the HU360 fund. Now, the HU360 fund is basically to support um, students, neurodiverse students for their education. It will also help us to purchase equipment to support their education needs as well. We all know that students with different neurodiversities, they need specialist education and they also need specialist learning resources as well. And therefore, it's quite important for us to be able to accommodate them as well, considering their differences in the education sector, but also accommodating them, and their different neurodiversities as well. You know, there are so many differences in the way in which our students or people's brain work, and there is no correct or incorrect way. And with students with autism, ADHD, ADD, dyslexia, or a variety of learning challenges, they've got unique gifts, strengths, and talents to contribute to the education sector. And therefore, we want to utilize it. So all the funds will go in order to accommodate these students.
Fantastic. So that's just a small snippet of what you're going to see, the snippet from the acts of people that will be at the event on Saturday, May 14th. Check the time zone. Again, it's 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time for 2 hours, and recording will be available afterwards. Please go to the blog post, affectautism.com, or in YouTube just below, I've put the link so that you can buy a ticket. You can get the deluxe ticket to have the option of having the program, and you can also make a voluntary donation to this wonderful fund that supports neurodiverse students, as Emil was discussing. Emil, are you part of the variety show besides your thank you message to those who buy the premium deluxe ticket?
Well, I might give an introduction and I might give a short speech, but but I don't think I do not have any talent besides talking too much, besides flooding people with information about a particular topic. But I'm going to be involved, and I am, like I said, I'm, I think that I'm going to be involved in some sort of way, watching, helping. Look, it is for a brilliant cause, and it's the first of its kind. There has been no other international concert ever in the world that did not bring different neurodiversities together, and this will be the first of its kind to ensure that we are celebrating neurodiversity, celebrating the multi-dimensions of neurodiversities, and accommodating and ensure that we create a more inclusive and accessible society and education throughout the world. And Daria, I take this personally as well because as on your previous podcast we talked about my personal experiences as a child with autism, and I believe that that we need to create something to create mass awareness because like I said, we are in the action phase, and us as organizations, as specialist learning organizations in the education sector need to come together to form unity and to ensure that we create um, a difference and making society more inclusive as well. So I call on everyone, let's support this positive cause, all the different diversities, because we are bringing everyone together for this specific reason.
And imagine how boring the world would be without all of the beautiful neurodiverse qualities and talents. So I think this is wonderful, the first of its kind, as you said, in the world. And again, I'll encourage people to click the link in the show notes of YouTube or at the blog post affectautism.com. Neurodiversity is phenomenal. Emil, it's amazing that you helped put this together and come up with the idea for it. Always doing wonderful things to promote the cause and really just acceptance and more than awareness, acceptance, like you said, to make the world supportive and equitable for everybody. So thank you for all of the work that you do and all the advocacy that you do. And congratulations almost on being done your PhD.
Oh, I'm counting the hours. I'm counting the hours. But look, and it's been a tough time considering the amount of work that still needs to be done. And during this time, tough decisions was made, considering utilizing my time more effectively. But yet again, I'm nearly there, and this degree is very important to me because not only my personal life, but it will also show what neurodiverse individuals are capable of, and that's important as well. And therefore, it's funny enough that we talk about this because considering the show, because in my PhD thesis, I'm actually elaborating on the different kinds of neurodiversities and how universities and public institutions accommodated different sorts of neurodiversities, referring to the start of universities in the 14th century as well. So it is a very, very, very important study in the field that we work in because it also elaborates on masculinity, ableness, and also in some cases whiteness as well. And I believe that it will make a contribution towards our field that we're studying in and also to the world. So like I said, it's each step that we take in order for us to reach a milestone, and that is what we need to do.
Absolutely. And I will direct people with a link back to the podcast we did where you talked about the higher education and the topic of your PhD studies. So we did that podcast, and we also did the story of Emil's background. So I'll refer people back to those podcasts as well. But yeah, diversity is phenomenal. Saturday, May 14th. Get your tickets. And again, I'll show the website, and the link is below where you can click on it. And it is in South African currency, but it will convert. You can pay by Visa, MasterCard, and these other things that I don't recognize, but maybe other people in different parts of the world do. So it's very easy. You just click on it here. You click your ticket that you want. You can enter in a donation. You check out. Bing, bang, boom. You've got your tickets. And so you'll be entertained with a wonderful, wonderful show. So I really am going to encourage as many people as I can. Emil, I'll spread it in the parent support drop-in that I facilitate at ICDL. And certainly we will get the word out on social media too, as I know you are doing as well. So, is there anything else you want to share about this variety show before we sign off?
I firstly want to say thank you, Dario, for this amazing podcast, and also thank you also for supporting me in this, and also for the ICDL community. You know, I want to thank ICDL, the international, nearly got it wrong, international um,
Council.
Council, ICDL, International Council for Developmental Learning. Oh, Jeff is going to kill me. But anyway, International Council for Developmental Learning. I want to thank them as well for, and my Edu360 team as well, for making this dream, this thought, a reality. Because, it only took one person to say, Emil, let's go with this. And with the connections that we are having with ICDL and EG360 coming together for a great cause, we are basically going to change the world as well. We are holding hands and to show people that there's something bigger and better as well. And the thing about neurodiversity is that, and that is where education comes in. Here at the Edu360 community, our students, our teachers, and our therapists proudly use the term neurodiverse, choosing to describe themselves as neurodiverse individuals. Can you believe it, eh? This choice illustrates our collective awareness that we all are different. And isn't this such a beautiful thought? There are so many differences in the way people's brain work, and therefore there is no correct or incorrect way. And therefore, we need to basically celebrate the unique gifts, strengths, and talents that these individuals contribute towards society. And therefore, it just takes people to change their perceptions and to open their eyes to see this, to show that each individual is unique and they are just like anyone else.
And I'll add not only that, but there's such a varying degree on the neurodivergent spectrum, right? Like I know that we've talked about this in other podcasts too. So it's the acceptance, the celebration, but the awareness is the first step, because people may not understand that someone who looks neurotypical, speaks neurotypically, actually has a neurodivergent brain that works differently. And there's so many invisible disabilities as well as those who don't have disabilities who are neurodivergent. So it's just a celebration of all types of brains, as you said.
Yes, you're celebrating the different, the unique abilities, but also the difference in each individual, and that will bring everyone together. And there's a reason why we call it diversity is phenomenal. Because, like I said, I want to repeat what I said. We are celebrating the unique abilities of each individual. If you look specifically at APA, the American Psychiatric Association, under the concept of neurodiversity, you will find numerous different impairments and also different kinds of disorders that fall under neurodiversity. But yet again, what about the other dimension? What I found as an autism self-advocate myself, trying to find my identity within this neurodiverse movement that we're currently in, we found our place within this movement. But I also felt that it is one-dimensional because we are not celebrating those who have who's got also a different difference or a other unique ability. And my aim of this concert was to unite everyone, so that we can celebrate them as well. What I found as also as an autism self-advocate is the fact that you've got different impairments, and especially concerning the different impairments, you've got individuals with ASD who's got more than one impairment, and therefore, we want to accommodate them also in the show, and that is why we call it Diversity is Phenomenal, to show wherever you are or whatever your difference is, you must be accommodated and you are included, and therefore we are one part of this big umbrella called diversity, and that is where the movement needs to go. And by doing this, we will be able to create action.
I love it. I'm going to put in the blog post as well the flyer that really outlines it, and a description in a document about the event. So you'll be able to download that at affectautism.com under the blog podcast link. And diversity is phenomenal. And I love the logo. I love the logo with the rainbow world map on top of a tree.
Yeah, it's actually a tree that is a tree that represents the world, the globe, and the different continents is basically incorporated in this tree. Now, there's a very special lady, which is also going to, you will see her pre-recorded video. Her name is Lauren Iglesias from South America, Colombia. Now, Lauren is basically like my partner in crime, concerning the fact that when I ask for any sort of awareness campaign or drawing, she does it for me as well. She created a most beautiful a couple of cartoon drawings for me of the students, of some of the students at my school, considering their unique talents, also their interests, to elaborate that during Autism Acceptance Month last year, to show that their unique ability and their interest is their superpower. So Lauren is going to be fantastic, and all thanks to her as well for creating this beautiful design poster for me. And she will show her, she's going to show her talents on that show as well. And also remember that those of you who's got special interest considering art and also sport, we will also have a live auction during that time as well. So please join us, because we are going to have a variety show that's just going to be phenomenal.
Well, thank you so much, Emil, for letting us know about this. We'll get the word out everywhere as best we can. Everybody listening, please get the word out to friends, family, social circles, professional circles. Let's make this an amazing premier world event. Thank you so much, Emil.
Thank you, Daria. And come on, let's hold hands and let's make diversity is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Until next time, here's to choosing play and experiencing joy every day.